Hi folks, we are on the WarThunder dev server for the upcoming Apex Predators update, taking a look at the Tornado GR.1. This is a ground attack version of the Panavia Tornado, and let's go over some contextual stuff first. You can see here, it's in the tech tree down under the buck. I was surprised at that. I honestly kind of expected it to be over here. But now that I think about it, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Of course, being a ground attack aircraft, full ballistics computer for all of its weapons, auto tracker, all that. And notably, it has a radar set that is not modeled in the game yet. You know, the Panavia Tornado, of course, does have a radar in real life, but they have not modeled it yet on the dev server. Let's take a look at its modifications. Does not get chaff and flare, just chaff at all even, as a stock thing, and the countermeasures aren't implemented on the plane yet anyway, so can't really show you that. The loadouts, we've got a pretty good selection. We've got the AIM-9Ls for air combat. We've got the Mark 13 and the GBU-24 Paveway 3 for laser-guided bombs. We've got multiple options for 1,000-pound dumb bombs, and oh my goodness, we can take a lot of them. And we can take the TIALD, the TIALD, the targeting pod. Now, a couple of things to mention. I'll go with this one for right now. Well, yeah, I'll go with this one. There's a couple of things I want to show you. Let me jump into a test flight. Okay, we're up in the Tornado GR1. There's two things I want to show you before I fly this out into a mission. First, take a look at the weapon pylons on the wings. They're mounted on swivels, and they pivot so that they're always pointing forward no matter what the wing sweep is. How awesome is that? I absolutely love that detail about this plane. Outstanding engineering. The other thing I wanted to show you is that the targeting pod on this guy is the same as on the Jaguar. So if you overfly a target with your LGBs, you want to make sure you keep the target on like the left-hand side of the aircraft in order to keep it lased. Because, you know, that's the way that, I mean, it's obvious from looking at it, the design of the pod, the laser pivots to the left, not to the right. So if we got clouds, but if you drop on some target down there and you go to pull off, make sure you pull off to the left, so that you're keeping the target on the left-hand side of the aircraft. And that way you'll be able to keep it lased as you overfly. Anyway, let's see if we can take this thing out into a battle. Alright, so we're taking the Tornado GR1 out into an air battle. I have a load of dumb bombs and some AIM-9Ls. Now, this is, of course, not a dogfighter. So, you know, when we get into some air combat, if we find ourselves up against, like, one of the new MiG-29s or something, it's probably not going to be a good day. But let's play normal and ping our target. And I'm going to try and play to this thing's strengths. I'm going to go in and do, like, a low-level interdiction run and see what happens. I'll probably speed this up as I'm zipping along to get into the combat. Okay, interesting thing to note right there. There's some good dev server glitch. The weapons pylons did not move when the wings sweeped for the bombs. So we've got some bombs kind of floating out in space there. It's all good. just reducing the drag a little bit. It's totally legit. All right, let's keep going. All right, we are just about out at this base. So we're going to pop up a little bit, bring ourselves over. What are these, 1,000-pounders? We'll do a half load, see what that gets us. That should be more than enough. Yep. Okay. Now we've got some enemy aircraft. I am guessing that those are bots. So they should be okay to attack without being rude. MiG-21's cutting across. That's not a good angle, but don't really have much of a choice but to engage there. MiG-21 F-13. That is definitely an aircraft that should be able to outturn this in a raw dogfight. So I am going to let him go over the top. I am loaded with bombs, so there's no way I'd be able to keep up with that guy on the vertical. I do not have countermeasures, but he's not a big threat. That MiG-19 could be a thing. He could come in and hit me with a missile. But if they're a bot, they're probably not even going to bother to try. Let's do the rest of our bombs here. Okay, that's how we do that. Alright, General Zarzov. I saw you take a shot on a player earlier, so you're fair game. You shot first. Alright, it's getting a little bit closer. I don't even think he has any idea that I'm here. He is tunnel visioned on Captain Chibat. And that might connect. Nice. All right, now let's see if we got... Yep, we've got the CCIP for the guns. Let's take... I loaded... Oh, look at the gas. Oh. Oh, that's going to be a thing. I was going to say, I loaded up with some anti-ground ammo belts. I wanted to take a quick shot at that ground target. But, oh, man, I am out of gas. Look at that. The fuel. Oh. I didn't even remember that this thing is thirsty. And I didn't take maximum fuel. Okay, so there is another note to self for the first impression. You got to gas up with the Tornado. Anyway, overall, I think that this thing, you know, my first impression here, my hot take is that this is going to be a very popular aircraft for British pilots for grinding. It's got enough bomb load to take out 2 bases in one pass. It's got all aspect air-to-air missiles, so it's not going to be incompetent in air combat. It'll be able to defend itself. And, you know, I mean, it's at least reasonably maneuverable. More than the Buccaneer below it in the tech tree, that's for sure. So, I don't know. I think this, my first impression is that the Tornado GR.1 here is going to be one of those, like, jack-of-all-trades, master-of-none vehicles, where, you know, it can defend itself in air combat. Its primary use is going to be ground attack and, like, grinding out other planes. But with the laser-guided bombs, it's also good, got some good potential for close air support. So make sure to watch the channel. I will definitely have a full review of this once the patch goes live. As always, thanks for watching.